Law is getting stringent day by day, day by day. Another provision which is getting very much stringent for registered person in GST is under Rule 59 of CGST Rule 2017. And what is that change? Change is, unless you file GSTR 3B for the preceding period, you will not be able to file GSTR 1 for the succeeding tax period. This is the provision. Example, let's say if I'm not filing GSTR 3B for January 2022, for an example, then simple, I will not be able to file GSTR 1 for the month of February 2022. Why this provision? From the government side, this provision is being made. There are certain suppliers who are filing GSTR 1 and passing on the credit to the buyer, but they are not discharging, they are not paying the taxes. That is the reason such stringent rules are being made. And now this Rule 59 is clearly saying from January 1, 2022, if GSTR 3B is not filed for the preceding month, preceding tax period, then you will not be able to file GSTR 1 for the succeeding tax period. In one sense, this is good provision. If we are facing a lot of problem from the defaulting supplier, at least that will get resolved. That would be my submission. So you tell me, from one side, law looks like very stringent, but good that my supplier would be tax compliant and he would be paying the tax and my credit will not be disputed by way of notice. That's what my submission in this regard. So this was the second point. Coming to the third point, and very interesting and a kind of, you can say, draconian, kind of stringent provision. Aapne suna nahi hoga. Just listen carefully and then you will come to know, oh, this is how the law is being made. Listen very carefully. An explanation got inserted under section 75, subsection 12. And what is this explanation? Listen carefully. This explanation says, Bimal, if you are a registered person and you are filing your GSTR 1 with the outward supply, and let's say you have mentioned 5 lakh rupees as your outward supply, but it was wrongly mentioned. It should have been only 50,000. So Bimal has filed his GSTR 1, outward supply shown as a 5 lakh rupees wrongly. It should have been only 50,000 rupees. Now Bimal is filing GSTR 3B for the same tax period. He is going to discharge GST liability only on 50,000 rupees. That is his outward supply. And why he could not revise GSTR 1? Because revision option is not available. He could not revise. He came to know that he has made the mistake. To error is human. Clerical error. GSTR 1 filed, I can't revise, but I'm going to pay the tax on my actual outward supply, which is 50,000 rupees. I will file GSTR 3B. So there's a difference of 4,50,000 rupees. I'm asking each one of you, this 4,50,000 wrongly furnished your outward supply, whether department can demand tax on this 4,50,000, which was wrongly furnished in your GSTR 1 and not matching with GSTR 3B, where the department can demand, please tell me yes or no. I'm only looking for yes and no in the chat box. I'm not looking bigger answer. I'm only looking your smaller answer, yes or no, in a chat box. So lot many are saying yes. Lot many are saying no. There's one answer practically no, but answer is yes. So see, this is kind of answer I'm getting in a chat box. Yes, no, mixed. It's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call. From 1st January 2022. Now this explanation got inserted. An explanation is saying, Bimal, this is going to be self-assessment tax. And you have to pay the liability. If you don't pay, then department can recover this money under section 79, even without issuance of so-called notice. Under section 73, which is non-fraud cases, under section 74, fraud cases. Look at the law which is being made now, applicable from 1st January 2022. They are saying it is a self-assessment tax. It can be recovered under section 79, that too without issuance of so-called notice. Big irony, big irony. And recovery means they can freeze your bank account. They can go and approach to your customer. So recovery garnishing provision they have created. And they're saying it can be recovered even without issuance of so-called notice. Now I'm asking certain question to all of you. Please answer. I am sure that you all will agree this is a draconian in nature. I have wrongly furnished my GSTR 1 to error, it's human. I can't revise also because there's no revision option. There's no revision option. And there's one Mr. Harish Chandra Bhatia is saying, sir, will it not be violative of Article 265? Leave aside without authority of law. He's saying that whether it is violative of Article 265, leave it aside. To my mind, which I'm telling you, these are a provision which is not easing business, which is not making GST as a good and simple tax. To error is human. I should be allowed to revise my return, but revision is not possible. I can only amend in subsequent month. That is the only option available, right? Only option available. Now you're saying, no, it would be self-assessment tax can be recovered even without issuance of so-called notice. Then my first suggestion to the government of India would be, sir, you could have made some time period, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, so that I could have amended my GSTR 1 and reconcile with GSTR 3B. And after that period only, you could have said self-assessment tax. Do you all agree with me? Tell me in a chat box, yes or no.
Yes.
That is my first submission. Government should have made like this. All right, in a chat box, I must get answer from all of you that this is what one provision. Okay, all right. All of you agree with me. So nice. So everyone is saying yes, and there is no. Even Sachin is also not saying no, because he used to get a lot of notices from the department. So nevertheless, but let me tell you one thing. GST law is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. We all are learning. It is now more than 4 years of GST implementation. We are not finding GST is really getting simple. It is complicated day by day. One legal provision which I'm citing you, and after seeing this legal provision, you will say that I do not know. Sanjay Sharma ji has come up now in chat box. So Sanjay ji is a good friend of mine in Delhi. So we normally meet him. Sanjay ji, thank you very much. I have seen your comment in chat box and naming you also.
सर संजय जी किसके फ्रेंड नहीं है सर, संजय जी सभी के फ्रेंड है।
देखिए संजय जी के लिए बोट तैयार है। So Sanjay ji, next time you need to really be at the helm of affairs. Yes, Sanjay bhai, come back. Interpretation. If you go back to section 37, subsection 3, it is giving power any omission or error can be rectified by due date of September GSTR 3B falling in next financial year, pertaining to any financial year to which such omission and error pertains. 37 subsection 3 is giving me a power. Bimal, you can revise, you can amend. I will not say revise, I can amend my GSTR 1 for the error and omission, and time period given to me September of next financial year for filing GSTR 3B following the end of financial year to which such details pertains. Even section 39 subsection 9 of the GST Act also allows amendment for the any omission or error in GSTR 3B by September of next financial year. And when you read this 75 subsection 12, it is only overriding 73 and 74. But it is not overriding 37 and 39. So even though they have made self-assessment tax can be recovered without issuance of so-called notice, but can they do so without reading 37 subsection 3 and without reading 39 subsection 9, which is giving me a power to amend my GSTR 1 under section 37, to amend GSTR 3B under section 39, and that to September of next financial year. तो मुझे तो लगा ही नहीं. The one provision they are making such a way that at the ground level they will start, creating havoc in the mind of taxpayer. But another provision is helping me to file a writ petition in the court and saying that this provision is ultra vires, contrary to each other. So I'm only saying who is creating litigation in the country? It's not Bimal Jain or my friends here. Lawmakers are not properly drafting the law. That's what the irony of this country. And even though they have made explanation inserted, they could have given 6 months time period for me if they wanted to be. But otherwise, I'm having time till September of next financial year. That would be my answer. Though stringent provision, but there's a route, legal route to safeguard our interest. We can always amend any omission and error in GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B.